I wanted him to like me. I want to tell him what I think he wants me to say, but that's not my personality either. And I would just look at him and go, this is what I heard when he would say that to me. Kim, I heard that part. And then then it would sound like, I'm like, I have not a clue what you are saying. Because when I became a client, I had no healthy habits. I didn't struggle with weight my whole life, but I had babies in my 30s. I was anti-exercise. I was a judger of those that were like, oh, look at them. They think they're all that. I was anti-exercise. I was stressed out. I was a busy mom and loved fast food and ate crap all the time. Addicted to the bites. So here I become this client 14 years ago. And my friend says, and I just did it, to lose weight. Of course. What else would you do, right? That's all I needed was to lose weight, right? Right?
That would make you happy.
That was how many of you did that? You just did it to lose weight, right? Yeah. Even though cerebrally you knew, and if you were to ask yourselves or clients right now, oh, but do you want another diet? They're going to say, hell yeah, I want another diet. But that's what this thing says. Their cerebral brain goes, oh no, I don't want a diet because diets don't work. Do you hear the incongruency of that? Like, no. You just said that with your logical brain to defend this internal driving force of I've got to look a certain way. I've got to have a number on a scale. I've got to be cute in my little bathing suit this summer. I've got to get people to like me and think I'm acceptable. I've got to make sure that. And then I became a coach in my second week. No one can tell I've lost weight yet, but I know how to build this kind of business. So I was like, yes, this is golden. I'm going to be like, this is perfect. Because I've done other businesses but never made me money, right? And I went and I asked, so anyway, my second week I was a coach. But this is what I said to people, because my identity, I really want you to hear this part. This identity piece of it, you will never outperform externally, long-term, different than what your inner identity of yourself is. That's why what most of you are describing, your fear of success, procrastination, time management. See all the judgments you have about all that? See the judgment you have about it. Let me ask you this. For any of these little things you're bringing up, oh, if I was just better at that, oh, I suck at that, I'm not good at that, I really struggle with that, I waste so much time, I binge watch Netflix and eat bonbons. Oh, ask yourself this, and I really want you to feel the truthfulness of what your answer is. Is the judgment of that doing more damage to you than the actual thing you're judging about? Mm-hmm. It's what you say to yourself about that more and harder than the actual thing. If you had just gone, you know what, I binge watched Netflix, a whole 5 series today, and I ate a half gallon of Ben & Jerry's.
And I love that.
And I love it. See, but you know what? The monster will not let you love that.
Yeah.
You will hear so much resistance to being and saying, and it's perfect. If you could add and it's perfect to every thought you have, to every action you do, and it's perfect. I have people, not just clients, I have everybody tells me, Kim, if I say that, I will weigh 500 pounds and be a lazy slob. What they don't realize, it's one of those lose your lives to find it things. Because I'm like, I'll go, well, how's that thing you're doing working for you? How's that working for you? Now outwardly, see, because you're never going to outperform outwardly. So some of you might have this health thing kind of figured out. I look at a scale from 1 to 10. One is like, whatever, the bonbon eating Netflix watcher that hates exercise, like close to what I was when I started. And the 10 is like, think of someone in your mind right now who you would call that, like who you would say healthy in all ways, not just physically, like they've really got their spirit, their alignment, their love, their contribution, okay? That person. Think of that for you. And let's call that person a 10. So let's just talk about physical health for a second. Where would you put yourself on that scale? Okay, and you don't have to say it out loud. But what I've discovered is we don't have a one size fits all. We have different people kind of here. And if you've got an identity of a 3 and 4 or 2 and 3 like I was when I started, you can't talk to me like a boot camp sergeant. You can't go, come on, let's go. Like how you guys were right there. See, because your identity is already, I'm an athlete, I'm good, I got skills, I got habits. Now you got monsters in other places, don't get me wrong. Like I posted on my Facebook this bodybuilder girl the other day. I made the mistake at a retreat I did, and I said, like Jacinda, she's a 10. She tells me later, she goes, Kim, I was so far from a 10 overall. My body looked really good, but I was a train wreck. Mentally, emotionally, I had ulcers, I had horrible relationships. See, no one escapes this. But just from your identity in health, if you are an 8, 9, or 10, you can get back on that 5 and 1. You can tune things up, you can firm things up, tighten things up, get to the gym, get to gym, right? And it's very powerful. That's a great message. It works. But if I'm a 2 or 3, you know what's going to happen? And I need to lose a lot of weight because I've had an image of being fat in my life. My rabbit experiment book, she says adult obesity, like 80% of obese adults were abused as children. So you've got this identity running in you already, that you're not good enough, that you want to protect yourself. Why do you think we get fat? It's a protection. It's our survival brain protection. And you're not broken. You're working perfectly. That's exactly what your body is supposed to do. So don't beat yourself up for having fat. Just go get aligned to who you really are and watch what will happen, because you're just going to go, oh, I don't have anything to be protected from. Because that came from my little 2-year-old brain emotions. Does that make sense? So when you are looking at your identity, how many of you struggle? You maybe have the physical thing figured out, but you struggle to do this business. See, that's my only salvation. I knew how to do this business. The reason I could navigate my weight fluctuations and my identity as not a healthy person, by the time I realized what deep doo-doo I was in from an identity standpoint in this program, I was already like a global director. So that was my glue. But how many coaches especially do we lose? Because they can't navigate this part of the program. They feel judgment about because they think they have to weigh a certain amount to be a coach. They think they have to be perfect to be a coach. They think they have to have read the book and know how to coach people. And I'm sitting there going, crap, I'm eating bonbons trying to have coaching calls with these people, and I'm out of integrity, right? Or you don't want to be seen by anybody because you don't look like your after picture anymore, right? This happens to a lot of people. So what do you do about that? And some of you who don't know how to build this kind of business, you don't have the identity of that. You have the identity that this is bugging people. You have the identity that, oh, I don't want to be that guy. So do you see how sabotage happens? And you think, I just need better time management. Because your subconscious will make sure there's equilibrium to your identity. Listen to that very closely. You will never outperform externally different. Long term, you get lucky. That's what happens. How many people lose their weight and go, woo, this wasn't a diet, this is a lifestyle, this is good to go. Because they only did 5 and 1, right? And the minute they stop doing 5 and 1, what sometimes happens? They start putting it back on. And then guess what kicks in? Big time. Judgment. And guess what judgment tells the survival brain? Uh-oh, something's wrong. Guess what your number 1 survival message is? Eat.
Oh.
Eat. Because your survival brain doesn't know that you've got food everywhere. It senses, it speaks, and reads emotion. So when people go, I'm an emotional eater. Well, duh. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So why do you want this? Why do you want the tools? Why do you want to align to that peace of God, that love, that perfection that you've always been? You're not becoming anything. Only if you're trying to deal externally. You're trying to be a leader. Let me address that. Okay? Who was the greatest leader that most of us in the Western world are familiar with? In a religious standpoint, let's say. Whether you believe that Jesus was a real thing or not, the example of Jesus is the leader. The greatest among you is the servant of all. Now that doesn't mean monster track 3 people pleaser. Okay? That means moms, stop giving your kids stuff. That's a leader. Because you're being a servant to them, because you're truly loving them for them. Does that make sense? It falls into this category. When you're the servant, you go, listen to this. Close your eyes again. Sorry, I gotta take you here. In your mind, picture that you that is healthy in all ways. Picture that you physically healthy. Try to get this, you're gonna hear chatter about it. Picture that you in your mind, in your imagination. Feel an emotional of gratitude. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Feel and see what you're doing. See that image of you. Whatever it is that comes up to you. Don't judge it. Just see it. And emotionally connect to that you. It's bringing that future full to the now, which is all there is. There is no then or there. There is no before. There is no after. There's only now unfolding. Every now. And gratitude. Feel the gratitude. So I want you to put yourself, this is what I did, you guys. I use this visual all the time in building my business, and it helped me shift to the identity of service rather than ego and money and rank and recognition. Put yourself in front of a group of people. You get to pick how big the group is. Maybe these represent clients. Don't put faces on them, just put people in front of you. You're standing up in front of these people. Okay? Get a glimpse of that in your imagination. And you're looking and feeling really confident because you know that you are a piece of God. You are worthy. You are perfect. You are abundant. And you have a gift that you are sharing to these people in front of you. See yourself sharing that gift. Don't worry about what you're saying. Just see yourself sharing from your heart. And what I want you to see from these people looking back at you is their reflection of the value you are bringing them. See them going, tears in their eyes, kind of like what you guys have done for me. It's like, see them taking notes, nudging the neighbor, looking at the neighbor going, oh my gosh, this is me. Coming up to you afterwards, thank you. Thank you. And you are the vessel. You are the messenger. You brought the value. You brought the message of love and hope to them. Get a sense of what that feels like, that you. Be that you. Put yourself into that picture now. See those people in front of you. With tears in their eyes, feeling this gratitude to you for absolutely shifting them. Finding this true fulfillment. And that you were the messenger for them. Okay, come back. Anybody have a sense of that? That was fast and a lot of noise around us. Do you have a sense?
I have a sense of it.
You have a sense of it? Anyone else? Did you get a feeling of that you? See, when people would come to me and say, okay, I want to be global by convention. I want to be a presidential. I want to make $20,000 a month. Hear the energy? Well, my book talks about the sailboat and the motorboat. The speedboats are fast, aren't they? They're fast. I mean, they're productive. They get somewhere fast. Yeah. But speedboats burn out. Speedboats have the all or nothing thing. Like when I'm on, I'm on. But when I'm off, I've crashed and burnt. I'm out. I'm done. And so what happens is this, my analogy in the book is the sailboat is love. Wind is inexhaustible. So you can do it, and sailboats can go fast too, right? But why do we have to go fast? Just let's ask that question. Fast compared to who? Helen Irwin says a phrase I love. She says, slow is the new fast. Slow is the new fast. See, it's the monster, it's the energy behind what we do that will determine the outcome of what we do. So if you've got comparison, if you've got judgment, if you've got all or nothing, if you've got fantasy, like once I get there, I had so many people tell me, Kim, I'll do that habits of health thing after I do the 5 and 1 and get my weight out. Oh, I heard that all the time. It's a fantasy. No, it's not true. But I can't tell them it's not true. I can try, but remember, words don't teach. So what should you let them do? Let them do what they want to do without any judgment. And let them say it's perfect. You know why? Because when their spirit is ready to actually open up to that lesson, it's good. The words will be around them that you've said. That when Dr. A would say that to me, now I can actually understand. I still might only be like a 5 or 6, you guys, on that scale. I'm still on the path myself. In fact, one last point I'm going to make. If you don't have this identity of being this professional kind of career health coach person, that I'm going to help you and let me guide you and help you, if that feels inauthentic for you and that might stop you from actually feeling excited about your story, right? I know these feelings. have it come to Jesus. Talk in yourself about what is my message that I am. Why am I still doing this? What is the thing that keeps me here? Is it because I look like my after picture? No. See, that's the myth. And does the world need another diet? No, you got the goods. You got the goods about this, what the world, let's see, what the world needs, right? That's what they're looking, they're hungry, they're addicted to these thoughts and emotions. And this is a recovery program that they show up and start aligning to a different emotional set identity. And the more that happens, external, seek ye first love alignment, then all these things will follow. Does that make sense? So when you do that, and you actually create the identity using these powerful tools called your breath to calm yourself down, knowing that the survival brain, if it's in the driver's seat, you're going to be monster driven. If the survival brain is telling you to go prove, go make sure, go fight, go compare, blah, blah, blah,